Hey guys, Gene here from the BSP Wrestling Show, here to bring you guys my WWE Smackdown Live review for the Smackdown Live after Mania, April 4th, 2017. We got a pretty good show. We did get a pretty solid Smackdown tonight, some surprises, not as many as I expected, but the surprises we did receive were pretty good, so I can't really complain about that. If I had to say which show I enjoyed better this week, I might have to go with Raw. Raw overall was a better show this week, as it normally is, but SmackDown wasn't a bad show by any means. So let's get right into the review. But before I do, go ahead and slap a like on the video, share the video with your friends on Facebook and Twitter, and subscribe if you guys are brand new. That'll definitely help out the channel, and I would definitely appreciate it. So thank you for that. Yeah, but let's get into the review. So SmackDown kicks off with the newly 13-time world champion, Randy Orton. He comes out, and he got a mixed review, a mixed crowd reaction, to be honest. It wasn't the reaction I was expecting him to get. I expected him to get a way better reaction, and he just did not get it. So he comes out, he asks, do anybody remember when he said, if you can't beat him, join him, and when you join him and the time is right, screw him? And he's pretty much adding on to that. He said, and then when you face them at WrestleMania, you better damn well make sure you beat their ass and win the match. And he said he had become Bray's master, and Bray won't forget his name. That's when Bray popped up on the monitor and said, Randy's no master of anybody. He's coming to claim what's rightfully his, and he has a rematch in store, but he has something planned. And he wants to fight, but in a different manner. One that will push Randy's mind and body. He promises to drive him to a new level of sanity, physically, mentally, and psychologically. He'll change how he sees the world. He's going to see him scream, watch him cry, and watch his soul devour itself. After the end, one will be sentenced to eternal damnation. He wants to fight Randy Orton in a House of Horrors match. I can only imagine what the hell that is. I've never heard of that before. I don't know if you guys have maybe heard of that, but I've never heard of that match type before. But it seems interesting. I'm intrigued. They got my attention, which is good. Randy says he doesn't know what type of match that is, but he accepts it anyway. He invites him to come to the ring so he can whoop his ass one more time. And then the whole Wyatt transition happens. And once the lights come back on or whatever, he's in the ring right behind him. He was like, I'm here. So they start fighting a little bit. Randy was getting the best of Bray. And then Randy gets pulled out of the ring, and it's freaking Eric Rowan. So we get our first return of the night. Eric Rowan comes back and pulls Randy out the ring, tosses him into the barricade, tosses him back into the ring, and he and Bray Wyatt start going at him, start stomping him and beating him up and whatever. And then Luke Harper's music hits. Luke Harper comes out to help Randy Orton, and he's coming to get revenge on the Wyatts after being exiled. That's what they kept saying. He's excommunicated from the Wyatt family. So that pretty much set up a tag team match in the main event. So we had Miz and Maryse backstage. They were asked about the proposal that John Cena did. Miz says that John Cena only uses that proposal to turn it into a WrestleMania moment. So he and Nikki should be thanking them because they backed, Nikki should be thanking Miz and Maryse because they backed John Cena into a corner and pretty much forced him to be able to do that proposal. And with the superstar shakeup happening, it's their only time to do this, so they're going to call out Nikki Bella and John Cena one last time, and it'll be the last time you see them on SmackDown Live for a very, very long time. I'm going to talk about that segment in a minute. That was freaking excellent. So we get a WrestleMania rematch. We get Naomi versus Alexa Bliss for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Naomi was still favoring her knee in this match, even after coming back from the injury, so all her moves were good, but they were just lacking something a little bit because she was, of course, selling her knee, so she couldn't hit her moves the way she wanted to. Alexa saw this and took advantage of it. Naomi trying to make her comeback after Alexa put some heat on that knee and connected with the rear view, but she couldn't get the 3 count. She connected with an enziguri from like the middle rope and went for that moonsault that she hits, but Alexa Bliss stopped her. She tried to roll her up and use the ropes to gain leverage, but the referee stopped it and immediately stopped the count. And Naomi flipped her around and put her back in that submission that she used at WrestleMania and made Alexa Bliss tap out. That submission, I've never seen it before. That's just something I have not seen ever. It looks like it hurts like hell. And she used it once again, and Alexa Bliss was forced to tap out. So that was great. And Naomi retained her title. We'll see where she goes from here. We'll see who the next woman to step up and challenge her is. I'm not sure. I'm not sure what they're going to do, but I'm sure it'll be nice because SmackDown Live knows how to book their women's division. After that, we get Curt Hawkins in the ring talking about God knows what. He's pretty much saying he's issuing an open challenge, and he'll give them to the count of 10. And right on cue, we get the perfect 10 TYE Dillinger. Holy crap, they actually put him on SmackDown Live, and I went crazy. I started running around my room. I'm so happy that TYE Dillinger is finally on the main roster, and the pop that he received tonight was freaking incredible. The crowd has been chanting 10 for I don't know how long. They've been chanting 10 forever, and now he's finally up on the main roster, and the crowd gets to chant 10 as much as they want to. And, of course, he won this match against Curt Hawkins. Squash match, of course. He won with the tiebreaker. But, man, that pop that he got, the crowd exploded. It didn't seem like they were the same crowd from last night at Raw. But once that music hit, they freaking went bonkers. And as soon as Curt Hawkins was talking about an open challenge, they stood up. You could just see them all stand up because they knew something was going to happen, and that is exactly what happened. TYE Dillinger comes out, and he wins his match against Curt Hawkins, and he's on SmackDown. I can see this man being an Intercontinental Champion. Don't sleep on TYE Dillinger. He's definitely championship material. We'll see what they do with him. Hopefully they don't change anything about him. He's just great the way he is. Just have him win more matches. That's all. That's all you got to do with TYE Dillinger, and you'll be fine. After this, we get a promo from Mojo Rawley. You know, he won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. He actually dropped a pretty good promo here. I'm going to give him props for that. He talked about his win at WrestleMania and how he partied hard with Gronk, and he was pretty much, you know, just thinking about how partying with Andre the Giant would be because he's heard some stories about him and everything. He said, then he got serious. He said it was the best moment of his life, but he's just getting started. The bar has been raised, and now it's time to throw some weight on it. I like that. That's original. I like that. I like that little saying that he came up with. I don't know. Maybe they're going to give Mojo Rawley a push. Considering Zack Ryder got hurt, they had to pretty much stop the Hype Bros. So we'll see what happens. Maybe he can become a champion. I don't know. We'll see. It depends on how they book him. If they book him the right way, he'll be able to be a, Intercontinental Champion or something like that. I don't really see him as a world champion right now, but everybody has room for improvement. So I'm not going to just rule him out as being a world champion in the future. We'll see. But he's over with the crowd, and hey, who knows? Who knows what they'll do? Then we get another segment. The segment I mentioned earlier. The Miz and Maryse calling out John Cena and Nikki Bella. And I was so confused for about 5 seconds because I heard John Cena's music hit. I'm like, okay, Cena not going to give him the chance to call him out. He's just going to come out. And out comes the Miz. Once again, dressed up like John Cena. He does his whole entrance. The crowd was fooled at first. They were just like, John Cena, what's up? It looked like it was John Cena if you were just in the arena. So I'm sure they thought it was Cena. And then as soon as he started walking down that ramp, Maryse came out. She did the whole Nikki Bella twirl, and she did it better than Nikki Bella. I don't know. Maryse is hot. I'm sorry. But they come to the ring. The crowd realizes it's The Miz, and they just go and give him an incredible pop. They're going crazy. They're chanting, Miz, Miz, Miz. Oh my God, it was freaking incredible. He did his entrance the exact way that John Cena does it. That was great. So they they dropped this promo. He's just like, I'm John Cena. Recognize. And then he said, rule number 1 of John Cena's house rules, you may never say Cena sucks as long as we're in this ring. And of course the crowd feeding right into the Miz, they started chanting Cena sucks and all that good stuff. And then he says he's going to be romantic for a minute and tell Nikki that he loves her. So he grabs her by the face so awkwardly, and he says that he loves her. And then Maryse is just like, oh, John. I love these guys. Oh, they should have won at WrestleMania. Oh my goodness, they should have won. And then she's just like, she's so glad she manipulated him to give her what she wanted. And Cena says he's glad he got that moment to make him seem like a relatable human being. Crowd popped for that. They started clapping for him and, chanting Miz. Everything they were saying is how the crowd feels about John Cena. He was like, but he says their love in the diamond isn't real. Dude, Maryse had a fake wedding ring. It was just like a paper ring, and it was just huge for no reason. They were out of control. They were out of control. And then they said they're going to do something that they said they would never do. And they're leaving the WWE effective immediately and going to Hollywood. They'll be gone for a very, very long time, and you won't be able to see them. Goodbye. And as they're leaving, the crowd just going crazy for them. Miz steps out of the ring, and then they cut to the ramp, and oh my God, it's a freaking guy with a freaking violin or whatever the hell it is. This guy is standing on I'm like, no way, no freaking way. He starts playing the violin and whatever, and I knew who was coming out next. Oh my goodness. Did we get the king of freaking strong style? Shinsuke Nakamura is on SmackDown Live. Holy crap. I went crazy once again. Once again, I went crazy. Shinsuke came out, did his whole entrance or whatever, didn't say anything, didn't interact with the Miz. He just did his whole entrance. Crowd was freaking losing it. They were going crazy. I was going crazy. The announcers went crazy. Everybody was going crazy. Shinsuke is on the main roster and on SmackDown Live. This is freaking... I hope they keep him there with this whole superstar shakeup thing they're doing. I decided I am going to make a video about that because I heard they're just going to be trades. It's not going to be like a draft. It's going to be trades. So they're going to be trading superstars back and forth. So I'm going to propose a few trades myself of maybe something they could possibly do. And we'll see how that goes. So yeah, Shinsuke Nakamura is on SmackDown Live. So we get this next match, and it was bittersweet. It was bittersweet because it was a good match. But damn it, they should have did it at WrestleMania. Dean Ambrose and Baron Corbin have a street fight. Oh my God, why didn't they do this at WrestleMania? It would have been a better positive for WrestleMania if they had did this match on the freaking pay-per-view, on WrestleMania, the biggest stage. These two could have did this exact match and it would have been perfect. So we get the street fight, and the match was pure chaos. And maybe only WWE let them do this on SmackDown because they didn't want to show up all the other matches at WrestleMania. But I'm just like, why wouldn't you want the best matches possible for everybody? But they fought outside the ring near the announce table. They were knocking over stuff. The announcers were getting the hell out of there. I think they knocked off Tom Phillips' headset or something. Fought into the crowd a little bit. Just going crazy. They come back from commercial break, and it looked like they destroyed the ring. Like the steps were removed from the from the ring. They were separated from there. There was like 18 chairs scattered all over the ring. There was a table set up in the corner, which Corbin ultimately picked up Dean Ambrose and rammed him through the table, which looked devastating in itself. He grabbed a red strap from under the ring and proceeded to abuse Ambrose with it. Ambrose put him through a chair that was wedged in between the corner. And then they set up a table on the outside of the ring, and Dean hit an elbow drop from the top rope to the outside of the ring. The crowd was very invested in this match, and it wasn't boring at all. So they get back on the top rope, and Dean did. Dean climbed to the top rope. Corbin threw a chair at him and knocked him off, and he landed on the freaking ropes where you don't want to be at. He was hung up on them ropes in a place a guy does not want to be, and then Corbin got him down and hit him with the End of Days and picked up the victory. At first, I thought they announced it was going to be for the Intercontinental title, but it turns out it was just a non-title match, but I'm sure Corbin gets another IC title match after he won this match tonight. So this was freaking incredible. They could have did it on WrestleMania, to be honest, and it was a good match, but oh man, why could you just do this? Just do it. Why not? You could have just pulled the trigger. It wouldn't have affected WrestleMania. WrestleMania was pretty good. This would have made it even better. I don't know why they didn't do it. It just doesn't make sense. Weird booking by the WWE, but I'm glad we did get to at least see it. We know these guys can put on a good match. Now, their next match, maybe a last man standing match, they're not going to be able to do another street fight, but maybe that's a good thing. Maybe they can do a last man standing match, or maybe fight to the back and maybe in a parking lot somewhere. Some predicament where one of them gets killed, pretty much, and they can't get up. I can see something like that happening. And I think the next pay-per-view is Extreme Rules, the next SmackDown one. So we'll see what they can do there. But this was a good match. Shane came out after that. He addressed the superstar shakeup a little bit. He said any Raw superstar should be hoping and praying they get to come to SmackDown Live, because he and Daniel Bryan have made it the land of opportunity. And that's when AJ Styles' music hits and he comes out. And you guys know they had their match at WrestleMania and tore the house down. He comes out. He says immediately he doesn't know what's going on with this shakeup, but he knows he doesn't want to leave SmackDown Live, because SmackDown Live is the house that AJ Styles built, and he'll be damned if someone comes and takes that from him. After WrestleMania, he feels like he owes Shane McMahon something. And he says he wasn't really out there for the superstar shakeup, but he was out there to give Shane what he owed him. And he kind of like touched his eye a little bit, because he has a nice little shiner that Shane left him after their match at WrestleMania. So it seemed like he wanted to fight him, but in all reality, he just stuck his hand out for him. He and Shane McMahon shook hands, showed tremendous respect to each other. And, AJ, after all the disrespect he showed to him and everything, shook his hand. Now, when he walked away, he kind of looked back and flinched at him, but he kind of laughed it off like, I'm just playing with you. You earned my respect. And that was good. I'm glad they did that. I'm glad AJ is showing solidarity to the blue brand and showing that he wants to stay. Now, will he actually stay? I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but we'll see with this superstar shakeup. I'm guessing it's going to happen on Raw next week. We'll see what happens, though. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. But this was a nice little segment. Then we get the main event. We get Bray Wyatt and Eric Rowan, returning Eric Rowan, versus Luke Harper and Randy Orton. In the beginning, I said on Twitter, I'm like, is there any possibility that Luke Harper turns on Randy Orton and the Wyatt family reforms, and that was just their plan all along? And then Randy still has to fight them 3-on-1 because Bray gets his rematch. But that didn't turn out to be the case. Luke Harper is on his own. Thank God. I'm actually glad about that. I don't want to see him back with Bray Wyatt. I think Luke Harper is money on his own, and I hope that they see what type of star they have with this guy. But yeah, like I said earlier, the crowd is still weird with Orton. It's just his reaction he's getting just isn't the best one. But Luke Harper, on the other hand, is getting a great reaction. The fans love him. They want to cheer for him. And like I said, I hope he doesn't go back to the Wyatt family, because he does have a good promo, and he changed the way he looks, which is great. He doesn't look dirty anymore, and he has great in-ring skills for a big man. So he's definitely somebody who could become world champion here this year, and pretty much up his stock a little bit. So we had this match, and Bray and Eric Rowan pretty much took turns beating up on Luke Harper. They have their history with the Wyatt family, so of course they're going to go after him. Randy gets the hot tag. Crowd was kind of lukewarm about it, and he started beating up everybody, and it was a pretty good match. I'm not giving it its justice. It was a pretty solid match. And then Bray and Randy were squaring off, and Randy was doing his whole comeback moveset, the DDT through the ropes and suplex and all that other stuff he does. You know what Randy does. This isn't anything new. And he was setting up for the RKO, and the Bray Wyatt transition thing hit, and he popped back in, and Bray was on the entrance ramp. He was out of there. He was not having no parts of Randy Orton. And then Randy Orton RKO'd him. Not him, but Eric Rowan. Eric Rowan tried to attack him from behind. Randy Orton hit the RKO. Wasn't out of nowhere, because it was pretty much expected at that point. He hit the RKO and picked up the victory, which was weird, because I'm like, wait a minute. Wasn't Bray Wyatt the legal man? How did they win the match if Bray was the legal man? How did he pin Eric Rowan? That kind of didn't make any sense to me, but it was fine. Still a good match. And Randy and Luke Harper pick up the victory. Luke Harper didn't turn on Randy or anything. But what was funny was that Bray was still on the ramp. And he was just like shaking his head no. Like, I'm not getting hit with an RKO. We not doing this. And he was like laughing. He was just like, bravo, Randy. Well done. Well done. You got a victory. And he pretty much left Harper. I mean, he left Rowan. Rowan just like rolled to the outside of the ring and was just sitting there. And he kind of just left him there. He just was getting the hell up out of there. He didn't want to get hit with an RKO. But that was kind of weird because I guess he knows what's in store for this House of Horrors match or House of Hardcore match or whatever the hell they're calling it. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe we'll get some insight on what that match will entail. But yeah, we got a very good episode of SmackDown. Like I said in the beginning, though, it wasn't better than Raw. I'm sorry. I know how much I love SmackDown, but I can't deny that Raw was better. Now, I popped more for Shinsuke and TYE Dillinger than I did like the Revival and Emma, but at the same time, Raw was a more solid show this week, and I enjoyed it more, to be completely honest with you guys. I'm gonna keep it real with you guys. I gotta keep it real. I'm gonna tell the truth out here. I'm not just gonna say, oh, well, SmackDown's better because it's SmackDown. It was good, but it wasn't better than Raw. But we all know what's going to happen next week. Everything's going to go back to the way it was. SmackDown will continue to be solid. Raw will be, maybe it'll be better, a little bit better, because we got different people there. But that'll only hold up but for so long. So we'll see what happens there. But I enjoyed this whole WrestleMania weekend, these two wrestling shows afterwards, Raw and SmackDown. I want to thank you guys for the whole weekend once again. It was just an incredible WrestleMania weekend. I enjoyed WrestleMania, enjoyed the leading up to WrestleMania, the anticipation, NXT TakeOver, Raw, SmackDown. I enjoyed it all. It was just a successful weekend for the WWE. I want to know what you guys think about the whole weekend. What you guys think of SmackDown? Did you think SmackDown was better than Monday Night Raw? Or did you think Raw was better than SmackDown? Let me know. Let me know in the comments. I'm definitely eager to hear what you guys think. As always, I love to interact with you guys in the comment section. Slap a like on the video if you enjoyed the review. Hope you guys are enjoying my reviews. I'm trying to go more in depth with things and try to give you guys the truth about some things and maybe even some stuff you guys didn't realize. So I hope you guys appreciate that. Subscribe. If we have any new subscribers, please subscribe. Or any new viewers, I should say. Please subscribe. It definitely helps out the channel. I'm welcoming you to the BSP army. That's what I'm coining it. We'll see if that sticks. But I want to thank you guys for watching. I'll talk to you guys later on. Peace.